It's a weeknight power hour, and we're playing Final Fantasy XIV. We're doing Deep Dungeons specifically tonight, so we're gonna see how that goes. Last time I reached floor 50 solo, so that's a good omen. We're opening the stream by getting a new achievement, as far as I know, which is a very good note to start on. Well, let's see what we can do tonight, though. I think we're only going to be able to get through 10 floors, but you never know. Into the Palace of the Dead, floor 51. Let's see, there it is. Palace. Oh, and I did keep all of my stuff. Okay, maybe I should have gone for those last few treasure coffers. Oh well. That's okay. That means we could start with an intuition. Ooh, and there is, in fact, there it is. It's down there. Okay, alteration. Oh, why not? Oh, and go ahead and pop fortune. Commander of Steel. Oh, get your butt over here. I really hate ranged enemies. Like, I know that's the purpose, but like, dang if they don't annoy me. Vulnerability up. That's incredibly rude. Alright. First piece of the accursed horde already. Nothing else of interest in there as far as I can tell. So, we're gonna continue. Aw, both of y'all? Okay. That's alright, I need kills anyway, don't I? Gotta remember to keep my Storm's Eye up tonight. Intuition. All right. Oh shoot. Oh, come on, really? 5, 4, 3, 2. It's exciting stuff. We got our first piece of the accursed horde, our first toting trap. All within a few minutes of starting. Alright. There's still one more room. Oh shoot, that's a mimic. Oh no.
Okay, cool, that works.
Hey!
Hi, I made it to my car. Have we started yet?
Yeah, we have. Already some exciting stuff. I found my first piece of the accursed horde.
Very good.
Triggered my first toting trap and, found my first mimic, all within 4 minutes.
4 minutes. That took nothing. I gotta say, great start.
Yeah.
Have you ever like looked up a list of items that like you can get from the accursed horde? Like, surely you've gotten everything you can get by now, right?
I think from the levels I have done, probably.
Probably. I've never looked up a list of what all you can get. I just know like that's where the Falconary and stuff used to come from if you don't craft it.
Yes. Oh my god, I've been paralyzed. I'm taking up so much time already. Please let this be the last room so I can just leave. Okay, yeah.
What floor are you on?
1. 51.
Oh, wait. 51. Okay. Well, it's like 5 minutes. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I don't like taking that much time. Oh, shoot. Patroller.
Alright. Let me think.
I'm at the exit, though, so...
Yeah. I got, what did I get when I was gathering last night? I think I got on for like an hour, like right before I went to bed last night. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a map, and I'm gonna gather for a little bit. And I did get my Tirali cloth, which I was very happy about.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the cloth. Oh
yes.
my god, a mimic! Oh my god, it's another mimic.
Girl, you're mimics.
I hate mimics. Don't be a mimic. Don't be a mimic.
My audio's about to get crunchy for a second.
Girl, why?
Well, if you can hear it, you can. I don't think you can, actually. My window was open for a second.
Ah.
Because I had to scan myself out of the parking deck. Yeah, I got like while I was gathering though, like I got a level 60 map, which, I mean, I don't think there's really a point in selling it, because I don't think I can get a lot of money off of it. I might as well just go and get the money.
I found some level 55 and level 60 maps in my stuff earlier.
Yeah, because, like, you can just go and get them. Like, it's not...
Yeah, I mean, you can get them at any... Yeah.
Yeah, like, you can just get them at gathering points wherever.
You can even fish them.
Yeah. You can fish them. I should open it and see if it gets me anything good, but I don't think the lower level ones really have anything that sells for good money anymore.
Oh man, of course my alteration made a room full of mimics. Okay.
Ooh, it can do that?
Yeah, it'll either give you a room full of mimics or a room full of, what is it called? Mandragoras?
Mandragoras.
Yeah.
Mandragoras are the little critters.
Yeah, the little plant critters.
Yeah. What do mimics do to you again? They cast like a debuff.
Yeah, which is super annoying.
Yeah. Oh. Now, I need to look up what's in a level 60 map, because, like, I'm sure there's at least a couple things that are valuable. I think you give you gil regardless, so, like, I should just go and get free gil. If it's worth my teleport, sometimes it's not these days, because teleport fees feel super high.
Yeah, they kind of have gotten kind of high, and it's because the map is so spread out.
Yeah, like, the map is way bigger now, and, like, it's fine. Like, it's not actually costing me money that I care about. But, like, I need to move my home point, finally, from Radzat Han to, like, Tuliolal, probably, or Solution 9, respectively. Because there's no reason for it to be in Radzat Han, I just like it to be there.
Oh, yeah.
I like to go there.
One day, I'm gonna swap my home point to, Foundation.
Well, what is your home point?
Limsa.
Oh yeah, it's because where you started. Yeah, no, mine's been Radzat Han for a long time. I used to move my home point every time when I was still doing, like, the big chunk of MSQ rather than, you know, like, the expansion whenever it comes out. I would generally move my home point to, like, a new spot in, like, you know, the MSQ area, just in case if I died, it would send me somewhere really, really far away.
Yeah.
which I think is what you're supposed to kind of do, but you don't have to. Um, but I think I stopped doing it after Endwalker because I mean Dom Terrell's still like not even a year old, so I guess I
Yeah.
should probably go, although I teleport there now so often that like it's kind of dumb of me not to just have it in my return point now.
Yeah, but then it'll be expensive for you to teleport to Razatan.
This is true, but there's no reason for me to go to Razatan that much. But also, a free teleport to Razatan is nice.
I was gonna say, like, I know you. You like Razatan.
I'm there a lot. Sometimes I'm just there, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just like it there. If they ever open housing there, I would definitely actually probably buy a house there. I like
Yeah,
it. It's pretty.
I highly doubt they will. It's gonna be old Charlian if they do.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it is. Because like it's not even like the main hub; it's like the raiding hub for the expansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
whoa.
if they did, oh yeah, because Kugane got housing before Ishtar did.
Yes.
That's weird to think about.
And they had the excuse of Ishgard needed to rebuild first.
Yeah, because like they definitely had an in-universe excuse. Now it is very funny the Kugane excuse of, well, you know who Kugane is? It's like it would be a foreigner colony, like on a very small piece of land. So I need to look into how they justify that because it's actually very fascinating because Giganshi is supposed to be otherwise closed. But it probably has like more lore substantiation than like immediate Ishgard housing. You're right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they already had a residential district built. Can we stop with the patrollers? My God. Enough already.
Enough already.
I've already killed 4 of these on this floor.
There's one in every major city in Eorzea. There's one in Kugane, which is actually kind of out there when you really think about it. And then there's Ishgard now. So if they wanted to go by expansion to expansion, they're not going anymore, and they probably won't.
The
continue to in the future. Yeah, like I guess you could justify Crystarium housing, but like they would also.
Yeah, I don't think they would though.
I don't think they would because it would be weird. I think it would be like weird for the Warrior of Light to own property there, but like there's no reason for that. You're canonically going there whenever you want.
Yeah.
But it just seems like it seems like there should be housing there. It seems like they would jump right to Endwalker locations and do Charlian. Which, if we're talking about it, I think that there's better lore reasons for Thopnir to get housing. And I swear it's not because I'm biased. But I definitely...
It's because you're biased.
It's because I'm biased. However, Charlian is a small island. They don't have room for a housing development. Like they don't have room for all that shit. And
They have a whole basement full of creatures. What do you mean they don't have room?
Well, because they put the creatures in there. You really think they're gonna move the creatures to build a suburb?
Okay, have you done the stadium quests?
No, and I need to. Have you? Oh, Jesus.
Yes, I just finished them. And they actually discuss this.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I need to play these and then maybe have this discussion. But I know Radzat Han like probably would actually encourage people to move there right now because they lost a lot of people.
I would love Tuliolal housing.
I would actually like Tuliolal housing a lot, though. I really like Tuliolal. It's just cute. I don't want Solution 9 housing. I don't care how cool the apartments are. I'm scared.
They're not going to give us a Solution 9 housing. They've never given us a sub...
The raiding hub.
Yeah, the raiding hub. They've never given us that. It's not going to happen.
Now, to be fair, to be fair, Rods at Han and Solution 9, I think, are a lot more developed than previous rating. And it's so I can tell less difference between them. Like, if you have to think about those and then compare them to, like, Idleshire and Ralger's Reach, which feel more like closets than cities, it's interesting.
Well, yeah, but...
I guess Yulmore also counts, but Yulmore doesn't also have a lot going on.
Yeah, Yulmore, and then there's Mordona.
Oh, yeah! Mordona is, like, fine.
Yeah,
Fine, yes.
And, like, it's interesting because, like, canonically, you can tell people live all over this map. I mean...
Oh, yeah, like, people live everywhere. It's kind of a thing where, like, I don't mind how Final Fantasy does housing, but also, like, sometimes I wish they would make instanced housing instead of, like, building the little physical neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Because I like the physical neighborhoods. It's kind of fun. Like, I think when I was running around near your house last night, like, you know, navigating your neighborhood, I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. You do have, like, neighbors and so on and so forth.
But how would you do instanced housing?
So, other MMOs that do housing do instanced housing, where, like, you just have a house. Like, it's instanced. And you can invite people into the instance, but, like, it doesn't create, like, a limited space that can be filled up with houses. Does that make sense?
In a way, I do kind of like the neighborhood setup because it feels more organic.
It feels very organic, and I like that, but, like, I sometimes
snoop into other people's houses.
You can, and in instance housing, you can do that. It's just the way of navigating it isn't the same. Like, it's not like a map that they build that is impacted by the actions of other players. It's more like a directory where it's like, oh yeah, this is so-and-so's house, it's here. Like, it would work like all the apartments work.
Okay.
Where when somebody buys an apartment, it doesn't affect the map, aside from saying, oh yeah, this person's apartment is here.
Okay.
It would work more like the apartments, because, like, the apartments in Final Fantasy XIV are limited as well, but, like, when you build one, it doesn't really, like, change something on the map and, like, fill up as much space. Now, it is smaller, which is another thing, but that's to create, like, artificial demand for these fake house plots that take up actual map space and affect the environment for all players.
True.
Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So,
instance
you know, like,
housing,
to me, the thing... Yeah, instance housing. To me, the thing that makes buying a house in Final Fantasy completely unappealing is that auto-demolition is a thing, and I don't like that. Because sometimes, because of how I function as, like, a player, I can't get on all the time. Like, my house would get demolished because I would, like, be unable to log in for a while. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's you get 45 days and all you have to do is enter it.
That's true. Like, I would probably do it. I would just be paranoid about it.
Yeah, and they do, to give them credit, they give you a warning.
They do give you a warning. They need to be better about delivering them on time, because there is a history of them sending the emails to people too late. But they do give you a warning,
really?
which I do appreciate. Yes, this is a thing that's happened. Because auto demolition has actually been paused so much over the last couple of years that it's kind of a chaotic system right now. And if you get your gil back, it would just be a pain in the ass.
And you don't get all of it back either.
Yeah, you don't get all of it back. Like, auto demolition got unpaused the other day, and then because of the really bad fires out in LA, they paused it again within, like, a week.
Oh, really?
So so, like, their system of managing it is probably and this isn't me like dunking on Square Enix staff. I'm sure they're doing their best, but like their system of managing it's kind of always in flux and chaos, and I don't really trust it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean it's fake in-game money. It doesn't really matter. And I should just do it. I should buy a little house.
I think
I
Owen should have a little house. Where would you put Owen's little house?
I would like to get an Ishgard plot, but I wouldn't mind an Uldal plot either.
Oh, she'd like a little Uldal plot.
She would like a little Uldal plot. I'll have to walk around the neighborhoods and see if I can find one I like.
I know there is
at least have the Gil right now.
Wandering around.
Yeah. But either way, like, it's kind of a thing where, like, they have several added stresses onto the Final Fantasy housing market, as I will call it, because of the system that they have selected to do. And while that system has, like, aesthetic benefits and certain things that make it very fun, it also creates, like, a very chaotic housing market that's also very easy for players to kind of be a bit shit to each other in. Like, I don't think it happens on Excalibur. I know it's happening on other servers, but, like, there's times where, like, free companies will buy up entire neighborhood wards for no reason other than they just have the money and they can. And it's kind of shitty. And for some reason, there's like
mean like they'll buy up like the ones to private buyers?
Yes, like they'll make sure like they'll buy it out.
Yeah.
Because like I think it might not be private buyers, but it might be like they'll buy like every FC house in a ward.
Well,
for no reason.
But you can only have one house at a time.
Yeah, but like I think it's different members will like go and buy one, and like it'll all be owned by the same FC. Maybe that's what it is.
Those would have to be private buyer housing.
Well, they would be the private buyer housing, but like it's all people in the same one, and it's really just one guy's alts. Probably they're all in the same FC. And like they seem to kind of only do it just to flex that they can buy every house in a ward, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's something that could be mitigated, but like they just haven't really come up with a way to do it. I'd have to pull up like the talks people were having about this because I've seen it discussed before, and it's like there's like a backdoor way of essentially like using your free company to like own a whole board. But I do think it's because like they're using members of their FC, which could be alts or could just be people they know to like buy up all of this.
Yeah, and I mean our free company, a member of our own free company owned the house across the street from ours.
Yeah,
for a long time.
It's not exactly like that kind of situation. It's something. I'm trying to remember it because it isn't just like, oh yeah, me and my friends bought up a whole neighborhood. It's like, no, like it is just one guy.
Yeah, it has to be alts then, and like in that case, so what if I want to have a house on my two alts and Yume? Like,
yeah, no, it's like I'm describing it poorly, and that's on me. But like it is just like it's a deeply chaotic thing where like this dude is buying up a whole ward. You're not buying up a whole ward. You're buying houses for your characters. This guy is strategically buying out entire wards of houses, and while it's technically not illegal, it's just kind of shitty. It's like a landlord buying up an entire neighborhood and then not letting it.
I'm just trying to figure out how they're doing it because that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I think it's a guy and a bunch of alts though. But I think it's going on like another data center or something though. Excel actually isn't bad about it. Their housing situation's actually chilled out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Excel is usually pretty chill. But yeah, no, I'll look it up. If I find that post about it, I'll send it to you because it was an interesting situation just on like a internet sociological perspective kind of thing. Like, why do people troll each other on video games for no reason? Like the corrupted blood plague, which for some reason somebody brought back for Christmas this year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, like, it's less the, oh, you shouldn't be able to own houses on your alt thing. Like, no, that's not my problem. It's the developers unintentionally have created a system in which there is a limited amount of spaces, and certain players with the resources and time can essentially possibly bully other players out of neighborhoods by just buying up the whole thing, and it's not really fair, I guess.
I mean, I guess.
Like, it's because they've created like an artificially limited resource when they didn't have to. I think that's what it is.
I mean, I guess. I just don't think it's as big of a thing as you might be thinking it is, but...
No. Like, I'm not saying it's like a big issue. Like, no, it's kind of like one of those passing amusement things. Like, hey, you really should be doing that, but, you know... Then, like, the devs probably should be thinking and compensating for this kind of behavior just to, like, enforce fairness in a game where everybody should get an opportunity to, like, use this resource or, like, play this part of the game, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, at the end-all be-all, if you can't find a housing plot, you can't buy or have fun with a house in this game, you know?
True.
Yeah.
The good news is that there's usually plots for sale.
There is usually plots. Like, I can't stress enough, this isn't a problem on our server. It is another server's problem, and it might have even been, like, fixed by now, for all I know. It's kind of like how you're really not supposed to gill farm using alts either, but, like, it's one of those things that you have to abuse it in an incredibly obscene way for it actually to kind of be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that. I've transferred gil from my alts to Yume before.
And you should. You're totally allowed to. You can do money laundering. Yeah, like, it's not a problem on our server, but I have seen, like, examples, and I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty of somebody to do.
Yeah.
Like, the guy wasn't, like, just having a nice little time about it. Like, he was kind of being a dick. Like, he was calling himself the landlord, and, like, okay, it was a little funny, but it's mostly being shitty.
Like, bruh, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, he would, like, mock people for not being able to buy houses and then, like, buy the whole board or something. Like, it was just kind of rude. It's like, I don't know if you can report somebody for this, I guess, but, like, also he technically didn't do a crime.
I think you could report him, actually.
I think you could report him if he was being mean to people about it. Because, like, I'm gonna assure you, like, I'm not being mad at a guy, like, getting his bag and minding his business. I assure you, he was not minding his business.
Okay. In that case, no.
Yeah, I was like, how can I frame this to assure you that this guy was being shitty about it? He wasn't just having fun and minding his business, I assure you. Like, there's a difference between that and, like, the people that get really mad, when you put, like, a Namazu in your yard, and it's like, hey...
What do we have? Final Fantasy HOAs now?
Oh, yeah, like, the Final Fantasy HOA thing was, like, a whole thing, which, once again, didn't happen on our server.
That's really funny, though. Hey, that's hilarious. I don't know why that's so comical to me.
No, it is comical, because it's like, how are you role-playing an HOA in a game, in a Final Fantasy game?
Hey,
like,
hey, Sarah, I new idea for a free company.
New idea for... I finally had an idea for my house. Oh my god.
Owen should be an HOA president.
I should be an HOA president. I'm gonna walk around and, like, write HOA reviews in people's guest books.
Yes, do it.
Somebody fucking reports me.
No, I think that would be so funny, actually.
I should, because, okay, here's the thing. I should do it, but I think it would be most polite and most cute to do it in the way of, like, you know, like the Happy Home Association in Animal Crossing?
Okay, yeah.
Kind of like that. Like, I don't want to leave people rude notes in their house for being like, get that fucking Namazu out of the neighborhood, you creep.
No, listen, that would be... I think people would get a kick out of it, though. Oh, no, Toad.
Okay, this is not... This is my alt, Karen White Woman. And then they'll know it's a joke. I'm not putting that on Olwen. She wouldn't do that to people. She minds her business.
No, you should absolutely. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, because that's the thing, like, I would want people to know it's a bit. The thing about doing a joke at strangers is that you have to be so fucking careful that the strangers in question know you're doing a bit, or else you're just being an asshole.
Just like go into people's message books and be like, your fence needs repairs.
Fence needs repairs. Calling the HOA.
HOA fine, 50 gil.
Mow your lawn, 50 gil fine.
Yeah, things that aren't even like a thing in this game, you know?
Yeah. Like, you can't mow your lawn. Like, people would know it's a bit. It's like, lemonade stand too close to street. Yeah, like, I remember this because I think I saw that, God, what's his name? The chili farmer guy make a video about, like, people in Ishgard housing getting mad at you.
He just had a little chili farm in his yard?
No, the guy is named Chili Farmer. He's one of those dudes that makes silly videos on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I've made you watch one of his videos before, but I'm trying to remember, like, which one of his is on, like, the good videos playlist. He's a guy who usually puts on, like, a cheap wig or something.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, the little skinny gay guy with glasses.
Yeah, he does like, he does, like, court.
He does kids.
Is he the one that does, like, court in his house?
Yes, he is the one that does court in his house. Oh my god. I almost forgot he did that.
Where somebody showed up as Amric in a maid dress. That was really funny.
Yeah, that was very funny. I need to go back and rewatch some of those because those are really fucking funny. I need to find, I know it's like the Epic Oriange person on Twitter runs like a Scion Waffle House. Where you have to fight people to get your food, which is very good.
That's really funny. What? What do you mean you have to fight people to get your food?
Like, I think they do fights. I think they do fights. Like, not actual fights, because the game doesn't have, like, PvP outside of Wolf's-Den. But, like, I think they, like, make people, like, roll bets in the basement if you want to get a waffle.
Can I get a waffle?
And, like, I think if you... and I think if you get a waffle, like, I think if you win, you get a waffle. I don't know. I've just read, like, their, like, card before, and it made me laugh really hard.
That is hysterical?
Yeah, like, I think somebody else used to run, like, an Asty and or something. Like...
yeah, wasn't there, like, an Asty and Hooters?
I think there was an Asty and Hooters. Like, there's very, very funny, like, venues and shit. Scion Waffle House, I always think that, though. Yeah, see, now you've really got me thinking about the Olwen house. I do think I would take pretty good care of it.
Yeah!
Yeah, I check my email every day. I would probably not miss it.
You wouldn't.
I should decorate it.
I
do have the guild. Like,
and trust me, I would annoy you. I would annoy you into going into your house.
I mean, you can just walk in. I mean, I don't lock any of my housing.
No, I know. But, like, you have to be the one to walk in.
Oh, yeah. I could lock you out of my house.
No, I mean, like, in order to keep the house, it has to be you. I can't do it for you.
Oh, yeah. No, I would do it. You would, oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I thought you were just talking about manifesting in my Final Fantasy house.
I mean, oh, no, I'm gonna do that, too. But, like...
No, I know you would also do that. Don't worry. Yeah, no, you would get me to do it, but I would get the email and be like, oh, shit, yeah, you see, now I gotta think about it. Because I love her little apartment. It's very cute, but having more than one room to decorate would satisfy me. How much are the...
5
check
million
that out.
for a medium plot, 3 for a small plot.
I technically have enough for a medium plot, but that would be all my money right now.
Get a small plot.
No, but I want more rooms.
Yeah.
I want a lot of rooms. Because, like, 2 rooms isn't enough. Because really, like, the small plot is cute, but it's only 2 rooms.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, because they might be adding interior expansion anyway.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Huh.
I was toted again.
I'll have to go. Oh, my God, you get toted.
Yeah, I got
maybe I'll
toted.
just walk around in the goblet and see what's there. Because I do already have an apartment in Ishgard. I'd like, actually, my house to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be in Lavender Beds, though. I just don't like Redania that much. And Mist is okay, but I know Goblet would make sense for Olwen Moore reasons, because she is technically from Dom-ish, sort of. Not really. She spent a lot of time.
She's from Alamigo, but, like...
She's from Alamigo, but, like, she's one... I do this thing with Olwen where I always put her in a situation where she ends up very, like, mentally disconnected from the place of her birth. So, like, she'll be like, oh yeah, I'm from so-and-so, and people are like, huh. And she's like, yes, that will have no impact on, like, your fucking interpretation of me whatsoever, because you will forget. Because, like, even in, like, Fate lore, like, yeah, she's American, but they never let her outside, so it's not like it's affected her personality.
This is true.
And
I mean, to be fair, in Fate, I feel like that's the case with most mages.
Yeah, they didn't let me outside that much, so it didn't affect me. To be fair, this also kind of happened with her in, like, Final Fantasy lore, where, like, she's from Alamigo, but she was only there until she was, like, 8, and then she didn't get to go outside much, at all. And then depending on, like, which version of her lore I'm going by, it's either she traveled around constantly, or she was in Garlemald for a while until she was, like, an older teen. And even then, she really didn't go outside a lot. So her national identity is, like, kind of like a mixed, which I think is a character trait I like for her to be consistent with.
Yeah.
But it does make it hard. You know that time where somebody asked Justinian, like, what his job was? Like, she does that, but, like, when someone asks her what her nationality is, she just has to stand there and go, like, she's like, I haven't checked what city-state I'm a citizen of in, like, 10 years. I don't know. Like, she doesn't know.
Owen has, like, 5 fake passports.
Yeah, and, like, not even on purpose. It's just she keeps getting them. Like... Yeah, because, like, she's from Alamigo, but, like, I don't think she'd ever try to make the claim she's Alamigan, I guess.
I can see that.
She doesn't want to feel... Like, it's kind of... I need to eventually write a thing, maybe, where, like, her and Lise have a talk about this. Because, like, Lise, and Minfilia, for that matter, like, both kind of have that trait. It's just, we never got to see Minfilia, like, talk about it, because she's also Alamigan. And the narrative lets us forget that. Yeah, like, Minfilia's from Alamigo.
So it's Flamine from there? Or...
No. Flamine is, I believe, from Ul'dah. Don't quote me on that. But, like, Flamine didn't adopt her until she was older. Like, until, like, her father died.
Yeah.
Because her dad didn't die for, like, a while. And he was Alamigan.
Okay. Yeah, because Thancred is Limson.
Thancred is Limson, but he wasn't around her, like, until her dad died. Because, like, he was there when her dad died. This was, like, a cutscene that happens in, like, 1.0, actually. It's, like, a whole thing. They don't explain this super well at the beginning of the game, because they were sort of vague on like events that happened in 1.0 and after, because they sort of have to be in order not to really distract you too much from like them throwing away 1.0 and kind of starting over. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm not a Minfilia expert, so if I'm remembering things wrong, that's on me. But I did remember I had to look into this because her background is kind of interesting. She is from Amigo, and she came to like Lise like with that wave of refugees. So like she would have been very young. And her dad was killed. I don't know where her mom was. And her dad was killed in like a parade in Bulldog.
Yes.
Because there was like it's kind of silly in hindsight, but like a Gaboo killed him.
Yeah, because Thancred stopped paying attention.
It wasn't really Thancred's fault.
It wasn't, but that's what he'll say.
That's what he'll say. And so yeah, when back in 1.0, like you saw that happen. You don't see it anymore now, but like back in 1.0, like that was something you saw happen in a cutscene.
Oh.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's a very cool cutscene, by the way, if you ever find like archive footage of it, because it is done completely in one continuous shot, which is something they don't do in cutscenes in Final Fantasy XIV that much anymore. It's for like as old of a game as it is and the older the cutscene as it is, because I think that cutscene would be like somewhere around 10 years old now, probably a little more. It's actually pretty like complex. I'll find a clip of it at some point and show it to you. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, because like one of the most impressive cutscenes I've seen them do is from the Bahamut raids. So I'm like,
yeah, like cinematography wise, they were doing like very different stuff in the early parts of this game, and sometimes I miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I understand that it's because their artistic vision has changed, but I liked how they did certain like older stuff in this game a little bit more than like some newer stuff that might look a little more polished.
Yeah.
Like I miss the extremes of like Stormblood era like facial expressions on characters a lot. Because characters were making like wild faces in Stormblood, and I miss it. Now, was it always some insane bastard? Yes, of course. But like the way
Xenos.
Yeah, like they were doing crazy shit with Xenos' face, which is very funny. But also like what they were doing with Asahi's face was also really funny.
Okay, I'm at the boss, by the way.
Oh, congratulations. I'm sorry if I'm distracting you.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's gonna be fairly straightforward. Literally, the guy just says, in a nutshell, make sure you don't get knocked into one of the exploding balls on the side. Easy.
Alright, don't eat the ball.
Okay.
It's not Pride. Don't eat the balls.
It is not. It is sadly not Pride Month. I also have three Pelmanders of raising, so like, if anything happens,
if anything happens, it'll be fine. Surely, don't say that too loud. TLDR, Lise and Minfilia both from vegan.
Yes.
Yeah. But the reason they look like Midlanders is because when they were made as characters, Highlander women weren't a thing. Highlanders used to be like a male-only race. So they just didn't have all Amigan women, and that's why they still look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which does make them stick out like sore thumb. But it is what it is. It's fine.
But also Lise pretty.
No, Lise is so pretty. Same with Minfilia. Like, Minfilia's very pretty. I love Lise. She's cute. I'm like a number 2 Lise defender. I think she's very fun. And I think people are a little too hard on her.
Yeah, you know what gets me about Stormblood? Is that they took away the coolest scene that they promised us in that expansion in the trailers. Which
Which
is
one?
that the fight on the statue?
Oh yeah, the way they like you know what happens, but it sort of happens off screen.
Yeah, like, no, make that a freaking solo duty. What are you doing?
I know. I kind of can't believe they did that. Now that I think about
I was
it.
so
I think
mad when I got there. I was like, really? That's such a cop out.
I know. Like
I will die on this
I feel
hill,
like
too. Square Enix, give me my solo duty that I was promised.
no, you're going to get 3 Xeno solo duties. So help me. Sorry, wait. You only get 2, and then you have to fight him 2 more times.
Oh, well, yeah,
Those are solo.
Dear God.
Sorry, I know I'm Xeno's liker number 1, and so I yap about him a lot. My apologies. But I actually have never tallied up how many times you have to fight him in this game, and if I started to, I think I might lose it a little, because it is getting comedically up there. Like, in Stormblood, you have to fight him 4 times in one expansion. Jesus. In Shadowbringers, you still have to fight him once, but he doesn't, you don't get to finish the fight.
Yeah.
Because it's not really him either. It's when, like, EVDB is psychologically torturing you at the bottom of the ocean. You know, that thing that happens in this game. Yeah, where he, like, tries to make you fight a Xenoshade for, like, a couple of seconds, and then he actually gives up on manifesting it because he says it's too hard and he can't keep control of it for some reason. Which, hey, what the fuck does that mean? You made that guy.
You mean, Elidibus's, like, whole underwater, walk through memory lane.
Yeah.
I forgot that detail.
Yeah, like, there is a point where he is ready to make you, like, fight that shade of Xenos. I don't really plan to tell you exactly what he said, but essentially, like, he kind of gets irritated and, like, dissipates it purposefully before you can really get into fighting it, because he says he can't control it. And that has wild implications, because, like, this also kind of happened with Diamond Weapon, because they were gonna upload Xenos' combat data into that thing, and they also couldn't control it, so they took it out and put something else in there. And I keep thinking about that. That was at other time that, like, Hippolytus looked at this guy from across the moon and went, huh, and then turned around and looked at you and you're like, I've never met that guy, but he seems pretty fucked up. That's like a crazy soul over there. And you're like, what? And he's like, yeah, that guy. And I'm like, oh my god, that guy.
Wait, Hippolytus said that?
What were they doing? What? I'm sorry.
When did Hippolytus say that?
Yeah, no, Hippolytus says that on, okay, so you know that part in Endwalker where you're on the moon and Xenos and Finn Daniel are, like, breaking all the seals placed on Zodiark that are left there?
Yes, and then Hippolytus does say something then, but you don't know it's Hippolytus yet.
Yeah. Well, I think you knew it was Hippolytus at that point. Because he says, like, he calls you the same thing. So I don't know if you knew him by the... No, you wouldn't know him by Hippolytus. Because he tells you his name in Shadowbringers, I think. He might not have, but I knew it was him regardless, because, you know, he calls you, like, by that, my new old friend or whatever. Like, he's familiar with you when he speaks. Because
okay.
That's like his actual soul, not his shape. Because when the seals on Zodiark were breaking and Zodiark was, like, dissipating, like those were actually like the souls of the people that were like sacrificed to like Zodiac, like talking to you, walking around on the moon for a bit.
Yes.
And like that was his actual soul, not the shade. So I think the contrivance
Oh.
of that was that the Hythlodaeus you had spoken to before knew himself as Hythlodaeus and introduced himself and told you who he was. I think kind of partially, but he knew he was a shade and was conscious of it, and you knew he was a shade. And then when you meet him, he does recognize you for who you are, but it's kind of like, I don't really
Because
think he's
he'd
surprised
met you
remember.
before.
Yeah.
And not
I'm a little...
It wasn't because he's met you before. Because of the time in Elpis.
Yeah, he knows you. Well,
yeah.
Either way, he knows who like he knows who you are, and he talks to you for a bit. And he turns around and he's like sees Xenos off in the distance, and because he has ether sight, like he has like very, very powerful ether sight, and so he can comment on like the shape and color of people's soul. And he looks at him in the distance and just sort of makes a vague comment, like, "Oh wow, that is a weird sight." Okay, like he comments very specifically that like he is strange and like unsettling, like even from like a great distance. Enough that like this guy comments on it.
Huh.
They left a lot of weird shit that other characters comment about Xenos on the cutting room floor. Which like it's interesting because it's like weird lore tidbits that like you can put together with like a little bit of context bit, I suppose. Like Cryle also looking at him, and one, she's going to insult him because she was in a bad situation and she fucking hates this guy. But Cryle also says, "Oh yeah, there's something deeply monstrous about your soul when I look at you."
Yeah. It's true what they say.
Which,
you do have the eyes of a monster.
The eyes of a monster. Which, she could have just been roasting him, but I do usually trust Cryle when she says somebody's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
She still trusted him enough at his current state to send him after us in space, which is a whole other thing. But
yeah.
There's also a comment I think Stan Daniel says to him that they sort of left in the cutting room floor. It's in post Shadowbringers. It's when you figure out that like Xenos has been having dreams of the final days.
Right.
And he mentions them to Fandaniel because Xenos has no concept for what these are whatsoever.
Because Fandaniel makes some kind of comment about like, oh, did Emmett Silk succeed?
Yeah, like he says something like that, and of course Xenos doesn't give a shit, so he doesn't ask him to elaborate. But like he stops himself, and then just like it never gets brought up again.
It never got brought.
And it's like
that's like kind of baffling. I'm surprised it's not even inside content.
Yeah, like it's not inside content. Like it's a very weird plot thread for them to drop because it's like, hey, why was he having those dreams? Because he even states like, yeah, I've had them since I was a child.
Well, obviously Emmett Silk was doing something to him.
Something to him. Like he was doing something with him, and like it probably why he ended up super ultra turbo fucked, I'm sure. But like, and like, yeah, like they kind of dropped that plot thread, and I don't know if they're ever gonna pick it up now that like he's dead, probably for good.
I hope so.
Like,
I really hope they haven't given. Oh my god,
so.
They haven't given us a Xenos minion, have they?
Listen, as the person who likes him, I do also hope that they let him stay dead.
Because he would him to stay dead. Oh my!
I need him to stay dead. I don't want to see the Twitter discourse. Also, I think he would be deeply unhappy if we made him live.
We've been dealing with this guy for 3 expansions. Let it go.
And also that we dealt with him for 3 expansions. We don't have to make him happen. However, I would forgive them if they brought him up again in side content because I think he is going to be a kind of undeniable part of things that they have to deal with Garlemald's legacy,
Uh,
but
y-
also kind of not. Like, he doesn't really have, despite being like Crown Prince of Garlemald, like a whole thing about, he doesn't have a lot to do with Garlemald's legacy. Like, he purposefully separated himself. If
yeah,
there's beat, if there's beats left over from his plot threads, they are either involving certain things with the Warrior of Light, but more importantly, certain things about what Emmett Self was up to, and that's kind of it.
right.
Um, but I also think they're very invested in like keeping Emmett like redeemed and sort of shifting his role in this narrative to kind of being like a guardian overseer of your adventures, which is fine. I'm fine with that. It was the role he was always intended to have in the story. However, because of that, they now have a bad habit of not reminding you of his horrific crimes and probably them having an arc about how he did probably really fucked up scientific experiments on the soul of one of his great grandchildren wouldn't be great for his image right now.
Now, to be fair, he was tempered during that time.
He still did awful shit, but he was tempered. But at the same time, like they've done a lot of like public image rehabilitation for Emmett Self. Just to be honest with you, like a lot of people voice this as a criticism, and I'm voicing it as like a light criticism, but more an observation. I promise, because I understand why they do it, because it's to enforce your perception of his role in the story, which is the role he has now. But like I that's another reason like I think they're probably not going to get into it because they like keeping Xenos in the box of God, that guy was terrible and we're so glad he's dead and everybody around you is so glad he's dead. And then keeping Emmett in the box of, oh, well, he was terrible and did terrible things, but he had a good reason and we kind of vaguely miss his insight, I guess.
He was,
Um,
I,
which,
the way I see, he is, no matter which iteration of him you are speaking to or of, he is meant to be tragic.
yes, absolutely.
And, like,
Like, you're kind of supposed to mourn.
yeah, because, like, even the main characters uh, keep saying throughout Shadowbringers, I can't say I would be doing anything different.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to feel very conflicted about him, which is it's built into the narrative. Like they did a very good job.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
yeah,
I really, and like that's one of my favorite types of villains too, is the man who will do anything, anything to get back to his family.
yeah, and like that inherently was him. Like they did a good job with him.
Absolutely.
They did a good job with him. Absolutely. I think the only time that I genuinely have a problem with it is like when they keep him on this pedestal, but then like treat other characters who didn't do nearly as much bad shit as he did, like they're people who can never atone. Like, do you ever think about how Fordola is still kind of like an indentured servitude to the Scions because of her war crimes when she's like 19 years old? And
It,
really, in the grand scheme of other dudes that we've redeemed and let have a job and freedom, she didn't actually do that much bad shit.
I mean, to be fair, that's more for her safety too.
It is no, it is for her safety. Like there's nuance, but I do think it's crazy. Like we just let Gaius run around, and then like Fordola is on prison watch.
True. I mean, it is more complicated than that. Like, I get what you're saying, Um,
No, it is.
but like I
Like,
never felt that the narrative didn't want you to forgive Fordola. Does that make
you
sense?
should. No, you're totally right. It's the narrative wants you as a player to forgive and understand her actions, or at least like understand them.
Yeah.
And I do like what they did with her character. Um, I think it is just what they continue to do with her character, which I'm not going to say I find questionable. I'm going to say I find it funny when you compare it to other evil guys
Yeah,
that we've
and like
interacted
I
with.
kind of can see the differences. Like Emmett Silk and Gaius both, after they were villains, had whole arcs of them making sure that they were fixing the mistakes they made.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like,
Less
and it
so for
becomes their
Emmett
more major
Silk, but
character. Yeah, because Emmett does you a favor every once in a while because you beat his ass, but he does sometimes turn around, look you in the face, and say, "Hey, you know all that fucked up shit I did for the stuff I wanted? I don't regret any of it, and I would do it all again if given the right reason." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, whatever."
um,
Like,
but
like
like
I was like, he's not. Emmett
yeah,
isn't repentant, which I don't think he should be. I think he should be on a moral basis, but I don't think he should be on a character basis to be enjoyable. Like, I like that he's a little unapologetic about it because I think it's a
mm-hmm.
funny trait.
Meanwhile, Gaius,
Gaius is pretty apologetic, I think.
yeah, no, he is.
Gaius got this. Yeah, like Gaius is genuinely. I like what they did with Gaius. I
Uh,
think it's good.
like even if you do Sorrow of Werlet, which is arguably like his character arc, um,
Yes, I
there
would say
is
it is.
there is dialogue from him being like, yeah, it's kind of weird that like the first time I came here I was a conqueror and now I'm a liberator.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it is cool.
He's like
Like, I
the
like what they do.
irony.
Yeah, exactly. I think with our new guy of the week we have here for this is like probably Bakul Jaja. After he did what is
Yes.
essentially Tirali 9/11, and we just let him hang out now.
Oh my god. Okay, he is absolutely making up for it though. In a way that Fordola
No,
just hasn't made efforts to do. And part of that is
well,
because
Cordola has.
uh,
She can't.
she kind of can't.
Like, she kind of can't. And also, here's the thing: Fordola actually has a lot of side content. It's just she doesn't get a lot of MSQ time anymore, which is understandable. Like, we're so out of her business right now.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, like
no,
I'm
her
working.
Fordola to me is like the Draco Malfoy. Like not to bring up Harry Potter. I know.
No,
I know.
I get it though.
Like
Yeah,
but like everybody used to talk about how Draco Malfoy deserved quote unquote a redemption arc. Or it's like no, he got the redemption that he deserved. He got to walk away.
yeah, like he got to leave.
He was given
Um,
the option to walk away from that battle at the end, and he took it.
yeah,
He was like, "No, I'm having no part of this anymore," and he left. It was acknowledged that he was
yeah,
a child who had no say in this until now.
exactly.
And he
Like I was like,
walked
his
away.
was fine. He walked away. I think Fordola gets a lot of her due and like her side content. Like, I know I'm working on the quest in Endwalker with her in it right now, and I'll probably have some thoughts about it
Oh
when
yeah,
I'm
the
done
healing
with it because I'm
quests, right?
interested. Yeah, she's in the healing quests.
Yes,
Yeah,
those are very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Because I just think she
Those
was
were
an
very
interesting
interesting.
character.
Um,
I loved what they did. Oh, also, we're probably at the end of our line. We can continue the villain talk on another
we
stream.
can
Actually,
actually. I didn't want to
I was gonna say
interrupt
I
you, but
need to go inside.
I've been going
No, you.
I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes now just chatting with you.
Oh my God. Okay, good. Here's the thing. Good discussion, but I should let you end your stream, and I should go inside
Um,
and maybe eat
do you,
something for dinner.
please eat something. Do you have any last minute comments, questions, words of wisdom to share with the audience before you leave?
No, but you should remember to shill your new YouTube page.
Oh, yeah. I am on YouTube now. I should probably reblog that on the 103 Ghouls social medias. I'm Fun Size Sings on YouTube channel. On YouTube. Oh my god.
YouTube channel.
Am I having a stroke? Anyway,
No, you're good.
yeah, I have one video up there right now, but I'm trying to post either weekly or semi-weekly. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, it's Fun-Sized Sings, where I am posting covers of little show tunes, that I like. So, go check that out. And I think the next time we're gonna be back ghoul housing. What?
Hmm?
Sorry, there's a person in Final Fantasy called Ghoul Housing.
Oh, ghoul housing.
Yeah, I think they're stealing our advertising. But yeah, the next time we're gonna be on, I think it's gonna be Wednesday with the next set of Palace of the Dead, along with Final Fantasy 14 Friday, on Friday, of course. So join us for that. Make sure you're following us on our social medias, including our Blue Sky, which is not linked in our About page. We're 103 Ghouls Productions on Blue Sky. So go follow us there. I always post when and what we're going to be streaming day of, usually around noon. So yeah, go check that out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you liked the video, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you very much. Talk us up on social media if you've been enjoying our content. Why is this guy just standing on top of me? But have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. We love you. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Bye.